Hello and welcome back to our Vlandian night. And, well, I'm actually creating a new weapon here, mainly for the purpose of slashing on horseback. I hope very much that I'll be able to utilize this really well. And as you can quite clearly see, it is made of pine. And I'm not a big fan of that, I gotta say. I personally prefer something a little bit different, but this has the longest... Oh, actually, wait a minute. I think this might actually have something a little bit better here. However, the problem with that is that it's going to reduce the handling by such a significant amount that I don't know whether I'm even going to be able to use it appropriately. So that's the issue here, especially if I make it even longer than it already is, as you could see. Look at that. If I make it, if I make it the longest it can be, it's going to be just crazy. Now, I have put the war scythe. Yes, I'm making a scythe of some kind, and I thought that would be quite fun to see on it. So I'm also going to be adding some blunt wings to it as well, and we're going to just reduce it a little bit. Actually, wait a minute. Let's put it around here, and then we're going to also reduce this a little bit, just so that we can stay underneath the difficulty curve, and it's still going to be 250 reach. It does 57 cutting damage. I think that's pretty good, to be honest, and we're going to try making one. Okay, we didn't get any bonuses whatsoever, so I'm actually going to make another one. If I can get a bonus, then I will take it, and then we will name it something cool, because at the moment we're not getting any bonuses for some reason. I might just be, maybe Thorgood just isn't good enough to get a bonus. And if that is indeed the case, then I'm going to be kind of disappointed, because I actually thought that we could, maybe get a little benefit here and there. But it seems like that will probably not be the case, and I'm actually wasting a huge amount of really good resources right now, so kind of a little bit sad. And we're not actually even improving our smithing skill here for some reason either. All right. I guess that's actually going to be it, so I guess I'm going to call it something now. Let's see now. I'm pretty awful at naming things, so I'm going to call it... I was going to go for either something extremely silly, for example, the Scythe, right? Or something very serious, like Death Scythe or Death Slash or something along those lines. What about Apocalypse Scythe? There we go, Apocalypse Scythe. That sounds like a good plan to me. There we go. And it's also beginning with A, so it should go to the top of our inventory, or at least I hope so. No, apparently not. Apparently it's all the way at the bottom. Okay, well, whatever the case, I am going to be putting it on instead of this, and then we're going to lock it in place. And there you go. So this is basically going to be our horseback weapon if we don't want to be couching, because obviously we do have a couch lance already, so not really a big deal. Unfortunately, as you can quite clearly tell, most of my weapons that I just created are awful. They're really bad, There's really not much I can do about that, unfortunately. So in other words, what we are going to do now is we're just going to get a little bit more charcoal, and then we're just going to make some two-handed swords. We're just going to see if I can make something relatively good. So I'm going to make a tier 4 blade here, going to improve the difficulty a little bit, and then maybe just give it something like this. Ooh, this looks like a pretty cool sword, actually. Maybe it would be good to use it. Who knows? But yeah, anyway, let's just increase the difficulty even further. I mean, this is going to make the stats really kind of bad, but it is going to make it a lot better to sell. And we're also going to be getting some smithing skill too, so I'm pretty happy with this, to be honest. There we go, just a little bit here and there. There we go. All right, so hopefully that's going to be a pretty decent amount of cash that we'll be able to gain. Yeah, as you can see, it is doing very nicely. Oh yes, thank you very much. Okay, so we'll take that. I've already sold all the armor and other things that we gained from the siege that we did in the previous episode, so I'm pretty happy with how things are going. Oh yes, by the way, I also did check my settings in the Defection Overhaul mod, and apparently the setting for people leaving your faction is set up in such a way so that the person that actually left beforehand, I can't remember his name now, but I believe it was Godun. I think it was Godun. He left because he had 6 relation, and the cutoff is 10. So, you know, if he had 10 or more relation with us, he would not have left. But 10 or less, and anything more, well, it really depends on obviously their traits and their personality type and so on and so forth. But the point is, they really, he was not in a good position there, unfortunately. So he ended up leaving, of course, and now he is with the Azarai, which is going to be a bit of a weird situation for him, I think. But anyway, I am attempting to do battle with this guy, but I don't know whether we're actually going to even catch up to him at this rate. Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. Okay, so what we are instead going to do, now that we have done all of that... Oh, I probably could have caught up to him now, because he actually did battle with some bandits, but we're just going to leave him alone. We're just going to leave him alone. And we have 3 prisoners to recruit, apparently, and we have some people that we can also upgrade, which is always nice. But yes, otherwise, we're going to go to our kingdom screen here, and we're going to call for an army. Let's see who's closest. Okay, we've got Lucan, Servic, Moriana, and a bunch of others. Yeah, that's also what I wanted to mention as well. I think I mentioned this in a previous episode too, but I'm going to mention it again. The developers of Bannerlord have added in a whole bunch of new lords and ladies, and Moriana is, of course, one of them. So that is very nice to see. And otherwise, we're just going to ask all of these people to join us. How much is this going to cost me? It's only going to cost me 60 influence, which I think is a bargain. I'm pretty happy with that. And otherwise, we're going to get ready to take this castle, because as I said in the previous episode, it would be a good idea to try and expand our territory somewhat. And even if we have to supply our friends with, you know, food and whatever else they need to do their thing, then, well, that's just the cost of war, isn't it? Yes, that is just the cost. We might even want to just go in and do an auto-resolve, but I really don't want to do that if I can help it. Oh, Veron Castle apparently has been taken. Interesting. Okay, apparently that's been taken, and it's given to Heckard. Yeah, sure. Okay, a lot of people are saying that he should get it, so I guess I will just give it to him. I'm perfectly happy with that, and that's going to get us a little bit more relation with him as well. Even though I'm actually not seeing the relation increase at the moment, so I'm wondering whether that is even working when you provide fiefs to a variety of your vassals. Maybe there's a bit of a weird interaction going on with the Diplomacy Fixes mod, and it is not giving me the relation that I deserve, I guess you could say. Maybe do I deserve it? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we now have 700, almost 800. There we go. Oh, hello. Right. Okay, so I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get these... Yeah, as I thought. I thought that would happen. I wanted to force them into a decision, and that's exactly what they've done. Thankfully, they haven't pulled any of the garrison out, and as a result, this is going to be an extremely close battle between 2 extremely strong factions. And whoever can pull off a victory here, that is going to result in whoever will gain the advantage in the remainder of the war against the Batanians. So... let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. And I am very, a bit dubious about this. Whoa, we have so much infantry. What? We've got 344 of these guys. That's crazy. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to deal with them. There's so many of them. Okay, let's get my archers into a decent position as well. We have 112 of these, which is really not that much in comparison. Okay, so yeah, and then obviously we do have my cavalry. We've got 93 of these, and well, maybe gonna have a bit of a problem. But it should be alright. Yes, should be alright, hopefully. Anyway, gonna actually put my cavalry in the back. We want them to be able to charge at the opponent. You know, I would actually like my... yeah, they're already in shield wall formation, but I would like my infantry to actually go a little bit closer to each other. But I am always really, really dubious about doing any kind of new formation making, especially when I am not too well versed in how it works accurately enough. So I'm kind of being a bit cautious in that regard. Otherwise, let's do some damage. Yeah, there we go. Take that guy down. That's what you get. That is what you get. Come on, Bruce. Let's do this. Oh, never mind. Okay. Nice one. Took him down. And there's a... Ooh, they have a lot of cavalry. They have a lot of cavalry. Oh, this might be problematic. But thankfully, we do have Vlandian sharpshooters. They are fantastic, as we know. And here's my new weapon. Ooh, it's nice. I like it. It feels nice to swing. And it's very long as well. I think it might be a bit too long, potentially. So we'll see how that goes. Considering the blade is not that prominent, it might be a bit of an issue, maybe. But we'll see how it goes. I'm just kind of giving the opponent a little bit to worry about by moving my cavalry here, because I kind of want them to worry about it significantly, so they waste time and give our crossbowmen even more of an opportunity to shoot at them. That's the kind of thing that I'm wanting to accomplish here at the moment. Otherwise, my cavalry will be coming through here. We're probably going to charge in from the side once they have cleared our infantry line. As you can see, the enemy is now going in. So let's charge our cavalry in as well. Let's do some damage. Oh, 91. Really? 91 only? 38? Ooh. I'm a bit... I'm not particularly pleased with the damage that is currently being dealt. So that might need to be looked at a little bit with our next craftable item or something along those lines, because at the moment, 56 damage, that is not enough in my opinion. That is not enough to actually do anything good, to be honest. So yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's tell our infantry to charge in here. I think we might need to charge in a little bit sooner here as well. Try and get our people to collapse in on the enemy. As you can see, look at this. The damage that the Apocalypse Scythe is doing is pretty much negligible. No one cares about 35 damage. I don't care about taking 35 damage. It's really not anything to worry about. So I guess I'm actually going to have to switch back to my polearm, and we'll have to continue our search for a decent swinging weapon. It's just never going to work in that case. Oh, so much damage. I actually wanted to do another couch lance against that guy, but unfortunately I wasn't able to lower the lance in time. Oh, nice. Oh, look at that. There we go. Our trait actually procced, I believe. Did it? Oh, no, it didn't. Never mind. Oh, well. I actually thought to myself, yes, our trait actually activated. Yes, that's what we want. But no, apparently it didn't. Anyway, we seem to be doing a pretty decent job so far. Look at the look at the amount of bodies. The amount of bodies. Okay, let's tell our archers to charge in now because, well, let's face it, everyone is on the run, I think. Or they are, at the very least, very scattered. And we shouldn't have to worry too much about them. Oh, yeah, nice. Take out that Battanian scout. Oh, take out that... Oh, look at that. Almost 1,000 damage. Yeah, I'm dead. I know. I know. That I could see that coming from a mile away, but I thought to myself, maybe my reach is going to be enough with my lance. But no. No such luck. No such luck. But what I can report is that the optimization of the game has become even better than it was in the previous version. I know that the siege warfare, especially when you were in an offensive effort to take something, that was very choppy at times. The amount of lag and so on that you would get in a siege would be pretty significant. However, now that those optimizations have been placed and indeed fixed and so on and so forth, that's really helped a great deal to maintain a smooth frame rate in the game. And I think the battles have also taken a pretty significant improvement as well, because from what I can tell so far, I haven't really suffered that much frame rate loss at all, which I gotta say is pretty impressive, because that's exactly what you want out of a game where there's many people on the screen at one time. You know, you don't want to just be lagging around, do you? You know, you want to be wading in and getting yourself murdered like I just did multiple times. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna get these two Vlandians to advance. into champions. Ingaltha the Marauder and Mertion the Loyal. What do you bet Mertion the Loyal is going to backstab us or something? Oh, yes. Anyway, there you go. 103 renown, 62 influence. Very nice indeed. 13 morale. Now, we do have to be a bit cautious about things here, and I'm talking mostly about the garrison. Now, I don't know whether you noticed just now, but did you see how much money I gained from all of these vassals? I gained 1,500. That is 1,500 from 6 vassals. I am still extremely confused by how little money we actually gain from vassals nowadays, because in previous versions you were able to get up to 10,000 dependent on their personal wealth and so on and so forth. But the Botanians have not really been at war with anyone for such an extended period of time, and they're not actually losing the war in any way. They still have a decent amount of territory, so it's very confusing to me that they would be running around with only 100 or 200 gold in their inventories. It's very strange. I don't know why that is. I know someone said that the reason why the Sturgians are giving me such a small amount of money is because they are on the back foot, and indeed they are. Yeah, of course they are losing the war and what they're attempting to do in their territories. But the Botanians are not in that same position, so it's very strange to me. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. We can see Mertion's stats. Hopefully he's going to spec into some nice stuff. He's got an amazing amount of athletics. He's got 169, and Ingaltha also has 149, so that is going to be very, very useful for us as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually get some new gloves, apparently. So that's pretty cool. And then we'll just let everyone else equip what they want to take. However, I'm not going to be giving this guy a horse because he already has a pretty significant amount of athletics, and I think it would be a waste for him to use a horse. Same thing with Ingaltha. And we're just going to lock both of these. There we go. And I think everyone else is going to do all right with that. Alright, so I'm just going through our companions, and I basically just looked at all of their horses and to see what kind of skills they have and everything, and I've basically removed mounts from any of them that were quite obviously not very good at riding skill. So basically all of these people that are not good at riding skill, I just removed their horses, and I'm going to kind of let them do their own thing on foot in future. So let's continue the siege, because we can. Look at that. We can actually continue the siege. It's pretty crazy. So I'm going to move both of these things into the reserve now. The only reason why I put them out was to force the opponent into some kind of action, and that's exactly what we did. So pretty happy with that. Otherwise, we're just going to get these things ready and, well, I guess just get them constructed as soon as we can, and then get them out. And, well, all of our people are actually going to continue to restore themselves as well. So the garrison is going to have an even tougher time defending against us once we are back on our feet. So let's see what we can do here. Going to place all my trebuchets out there. And then we're going to let it rip. Oh, yes. Here we go. Yeah, hopefully we're going to destroy the catapults relatively quickly, because we do have a pretty significant amount of damage taken to one of these trebuchets, which is not good. You know, you don't want to see that, especially with one of the siege weapons that is probably one of the longest to construct. So you definitely don't want to see such a huge amount of damage being done to that one. But it's still alive. Look at that. It's still able to continue firing, which is exactly what we want. And both walls have been eliminated now, and look at this. They're actually going in once again against us. However, I think I can probably go in, and we can probably take this before they get to us. I can hope that that will be the case. I hope that I am good amounts of HP. I hope I have a decent percentage. Because if I don't have a decent percentage, then I will probably end up dying. Ooh, yeah, we've got a decent percentage. All right, not too bad, not too bad. So we're just going to let everyone do their thing. We're just going to, you know, let them auto-delegate, because that usually results in the best best success for the siege that we can possibly get, and we're just going to allow our forces to go wherever they want to. I've got to be a bit careful here because I really don't want to get killed by a rock falling from the sky. That has happened before. That was absolutely hilarious, mind you, but I would prefer if that did not happen again. Yes, I would prefer that. Okay, so otherwise, I'm going to have some difficulties actually dealing with most of the enemies here now because I don't have a very lengthy weapon that I can use in a decent way, because this scythe, while it is pretty deadly looking, it is not actually that effective, as we've seen in the field battle just now. So I'm hopeful that we will be able to maybe get through here and then maybe do some damage with our one-handed sword, because the sword is actually quite good. And there we go. Come on now. Do some damage. Do some damage. Just a little bit. I don't need a huge amount of damage from you, Bruce, but I need a decent amount. I've got to be a bit careful about this, because I'm going to get outnumbered pretty significantly here. Oh, nice. Come on in. Yes, come on in, friends and enemies. Friends and enemies alike, yes. Oh, ow, ow. Hello. Yes, nice. Oh, this sword is actually very cool for close quarters combat. I like it quite a bit. Now, we do have to be a bit careful here, though, because Britannia, as we know, are very well known for their archery prowess, and we should probably be a little bit cautious about charging out by ourselves. So we've got to be a little bit wary about that. Oh, no one's up here? Are you serious? Okay, apparently no one's up there. I'm moving extremely slowly as well. I suppose that is literally just because my athletic skill is so minuscule indeed that we literally are running in slow motion. It literally it looks like it's slow motion, doesn't it? Anyway, we're just going to be getting these two more companions, Gavin the Strong and Dineric the Brave. All right, very nice indeed. So we took it. Easy victory for us. We ended up losing a couple of units, which is to be expected, of course. And I'm actually not sure. Should I? How many prisoners do I actually have? Ooh, okay. I'm going to recruit a bunch. That's still not enough. Okay, Britannian volunteers are going to go. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I'm doing this is, it should be obvious to those of you that know, but for those that don't, I want to try to reduce my speed penalty as much as I possibly can, so that I can very fast rush into the garrison, and I won't have to worry about the various enemies basically rushing us as soon as possible, as soon as they possibly can. I am not going to claim this fee for myself, thank you very much. And we're just going to run. No. Oh, did we make it? Yes. Oh, we actually made it. I can't believe it, to be honest. I really thought we were going to have some issues there. Going to wait here for some time. These guys are going to have to do an entire siege if they want to take this back. That is never going to happen in a million years. But there you go. We actually were able to do it. Very nicely indeed. Okay, so let's resolve the owner of this. Apparently they want me to have this. I don't know why they want me to have this, to be honest. So I'm thinking I will give it to Ekerand instead, because Ekerand doesn't have anything, and now he does, and kind of would like him to look after something, you know, because we've got to make sure that all of our vassals are taken care of in some way or another, at least. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to disband the army. Boom. They can go off and do whatever they want to do now. And we're just going to stay here for a little bit. Let our... there we go. Okay. I always think this is super funny because they just go, please, sir, would you mind not taking our territory? We will pay you the the grand price of 32 dinars. I mean, really, come on now. I just can't believe it. I don't know why they would be giving us 32. I think that this should be more like 32,000 rather than 32. But I'm going to accept it just so that we can get our vassals back on their feet. They can go and recruit some things. We've expanded our territory by a small amount, and I guess that's pretty decent. Now it is peace with everyone that we have, which I think is is fine. I think having peace at the moment is a decent plan because as I say, we will allow our vassals to sort of, get their armies back up to scratch, and then we'll be able to continue doing what we're doing. Otherwise, what I am going to do is I'm going to buy all the food that I can here. So hold shift to hold control. Okay, yes, we're going to hold control and we're going to buy every single piece of food from these fiefs here. And then we're just going to sell one of our swords. We're still going to get 10,000 from that. I would actually like to sell another sword here or sell some other stuff. So let's sell some other stuff. There we go. That's going to completely bankrupt the entire town, which is exactly what we want to do. We're doing some sneaky covert stuff, because this actually does make a difference in how effective the town is when it comes to fighting and indeed defending against, various attacks, siege attacks, and so on. So hopefully I'll be able to do something similar here. Hopefully I have enough carry capacity to be able to do it, because as you can see, we're actually running out quite fast. So I guess I'm going to get some ponies and mules and stuff like that. It is going to be quite expensive, but that is, in my opinion, worth it for the moment. There we go. There we go. All right, perfect. And, ooh, they actually have a lot of money here, which is really nice, because that means that I will be able to place most of my swords over there. Let's sell these. And I don't really need to sell anything else, to be honest. I mean, I could sell the Apocalypse Scythe. It is pretty awful, isn't it? I mean, you can quite clearly see that it is not that effective, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll be able to do something about that. Maybe I'll just try and find something that's better at slashing, or maybe I just won't bother. It really depends. Maybe I can try and unlock something at the crafting smithy to be able to do something there. Oh, we're declaring war against the Western Empire. Ooh. Okay, apparently everyone's very happy with this. Belgier has -10 relation with us. I'm not a big fan of that, actually. We're going to declare war on the Western Empire, and we're going to go and see Mr. Belgier, and hopefully I will be able to give him something. So let's have a look at our clans here. Where is Mr. Belgier? I can't remember the name of his clan. There it is. Okay. So, spend your own influence to increase the influence, or I can grant him a fief if I want to. That's going to give me some relation with him. What about donating some gold? Are you serious right now? 142,000 for 14 relation gain. Wow, that's pretty significant, isn't it? Okay, so if I were to give him a castle, as you can see, that's going to give 12 relation. There's 304 defenders there, which I really don't want to get rid of. The prosperity is also pretty terrible, but I guess I'm just going to spend some influence just to increase it. But as you can see, it only increases the relation by 3. I'm a bit worried about him leaving, you see, because he owns Ox Hall and also Vorexand Castle. And I do not want him to go anywhere, thank you very much. So maybe I'll just give him this. Let's give him that. There we go. It's going to increase our relation a little bit. There we go. Okay, everyone else is having their relation be decreased now, which is... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind too much about that. All right. So that is good. That is fine. We still have Nevyansk Castle. I'm probably going to have... it's going to be one of those things where I'm still going to have the same exact castle at the end of the game, isn't it? It's probably going to be exactly that, isn't it? Yeah, probably. Anyway... Let's go in here. We're going to just get rid, as I've said, of all of their food. And then we will, of course, sell all of our weapons. We're going to buy some additional horses and things. There's 51,000. And there you go. All right. So we've basically taken everything from these 3 towns. The Botanians have a significant amount of territory. Have you noticed? Yeah. They have a pretty significant amount, so it's really weird how they don't give us that much money when we beat them in battle, but oh well, never mind. Okay, let's get all these people upgraded. As you can see, we got 46 of them upgrading, which is really nice. And I think what I would like to do, actually, is go in here and ransom the prisoners. Let me actually just take a quick look and see what our prisoners are all about, because it might very well be that some of them are super, super good. Some of them are actually pretty decent. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go over to Nevyansk Castle, and I'll just place all these prisoners in there, and hopefully my garrison mod can deal with them and maybe get some of them recruited at the very least. And what's going on here? Declaring war on the Crusade? Why? Why do you want to declare war against the Crusade, sirs? I have no idea why you decide to do that, but I guess I'm going to do it. Sure, I don't mind. If they want to go ahead and do that, then that is up to them. I'm not really going to be participating too much in that, at least at the moment. I feel like declaring war against the Crusade is utterly pointless from our perspective right now, but if we can push the advantage against them and maybe take something from them, then I'm pretty happy with that. Because as it stands, they're actually on the back foot against the various factions in that area, and this will be the first time that we're really seeing the Crusade have a significant problem on their hands. So it's definitely something that I'd like to try to explore, try to get them eliminated from the game before they are the last faction still left standing. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.